Hey everybody, what's up? We're here with a timeless reading. Welcome. Alright, I am seeing Queen of Cups and I'm also seeing Eight of Cups. I'm seeing there be a plan that's developing here. You may be walking into the unknown. Queen of Cups and Eight of Cups is you being in a spot where there's something particular that you're looking for, but because we have the moon here, you may not know what that is. It's sort of like you know how you want to feel, but you may not know what the picture is going to look like. And it seems like there's something that you may be willing to explore because you could be letting go of something. This would be something that you would be willing to let go of it if you felt like something better came along. I'm seeing a lot of emotional stuff. So this is like a lot of stuff that's connected on an internal level with what's going on. I'm seeing like the moon getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It looks like something is coming into focus here for you. But you could feel like too, like this role that I've been playing in this way, it's not what I feel connected with so much any longer. Like maybe you feel like you don't care about something the way that you did before. Like before you felt really attached. Like I'm actually seeing Queen of Cups be a different type of Queen of Cups than I've seen be before. So Queen of Cups is when we're in a spot where it's like we're doing things that we care about, we feel connected, we feel in touch. Having Eight of Cups can be like I don't want to play this role anymore that I've been doing this. Like I don't feel connected with this thing anymore, or it doesn't feel like it's resonating with me, or it's not like giving the same effect. It can be that sort of feeling, but it's something that in a way we're like emotionally attached to this thing because we have Queen of Cups. So it's like I did have feelings about this or about this person, but now I'm not so much feeling like that anymore. I feel like there's a lack of fulfillment here. And so I'm trying to find what is like really going to resonate with me next. So this feels like, what chapter am I going to be opening next? And to see the moon here, you may be moving more into the unknown because the moon is like undiscovered territory. It's the unknown. It can also be exploring things that feel kind of scary or I feel like unknown is really the best thing because although the moon can be connected with fears, I see it more so as being connected with subconscious energy, and the unknown doesn't have to be something scary. It can be something that's exciting. So you can be like, well, I don't want to be doing this anymore because I'm not feeling like it's resonating with me in the same way, but I'm looking to find like the next thing that I care about, like the next thing that I can be involved about. To have the Queen of Cups here, this can also speak about your inspiration. So it can be like, I love doing this, like this was my favorite type of art to do, and now I feel like it's kind of run its course and I want to find the next thing that I'm going to be into. Like before I was making clothing, and now I think I'm moving into the territory of making music, you know? So it can be something like that because cups are like our creative inspiration. So it's like, what do you feel inspired to connect with? Some role that you had been playing before, where Queen of Cups can be you doing something nurturing. Queen of Cups can be anything esoteric, psychic, that type of thing. Queen of Cups can be anything creative. It can be anything where you were like giving your love and attention to something and mixing your energy with that. But it feels like you want to find the next thing that you care to connect with. But I'm getting you feel like unsure of what that is, but willing to explore. And this may be about different roles that you're gonna try to explore too, to see like what fits for you, what you want to be doing. So you know that like this is you here, like connecting with your feelings. This is you being like, I'm trying to look for the thing that is like the next thing to connect with for me. So it feels like it may be time to like migrate away from something, but towards this other thing. But to have the moon here, you can be like, my feet are walking, but I don't really know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm gonna find. I don't know what's there. So this is sort of wanting to explore what's behind the curtain of something unexplored. So you can say, I'm not feeling like I want to stay here anymore. I don't feel so connected with this anymore, but where am I going? It's like that type of thing. You're about to be finding what's behind the moon. I'm seeing you're about to get information. So whatever this thing is that you've been slowly approaching, it seems, where you're like, that's the unknown. What is that going to be? What's behind there? Because the moon can be like a curtain and you don't know what's going on behind it. Something is about to be coming through to meet you on the other side. So something about this and what's going on behind there, meaning like what you're going to find when you go in that direction. I'm seeing you're about to get answers. So this is stuff specifically connected with like the unknown territory that you're eyeing up right now. Where this information comes from, it's not going to feel random. It feels like it comes from somewhere familiar. So we have the moon, which can be like unknown. So you can also be going into something where you're like, I don't know what this is going to be. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm just exploring. But it's kind of like exploring a dark room where like once you grab hold of something and you're feeling it out, it's like then it lights up and you see what it is, but it only happens incrementally, like as you explore around. I'm seeing there's going to be information coming through. Knight of Swords is usually like swift information. It can be a conversation. It's something that comes in that's going to elucidate stuff that's dark right now. And I'm seeing it specifically be connected with investing. So it feels like if I'm walking into this dark room, I'm about to get information about some stuff that's in here that I didn't know about before. So there's exploring that's happening. This means like real information too that you're going to be getting. So this isn't like, is this true? Is it not true? It's like you're about to get stuff because the Knight of Swords is connected with like very straightforward information. And like just telling it like it is, that's going to be clarity that you get about whatever this unknown thing is that you're exploring. And it feels like it's going to help connect you with like the potential investment information about maybe even what you would be investing in if you were to go this way into the unknown. So it's not going to feel so unknown once this information is going to come through. It's like time for you to know what this is. There's not a rush on things. I'm seeing temperance. This means that you're going to get the information that you need when you need it. Okay. Right now feels like a bit of a checkpoint. It's for you to do inventory and be like, what am I tending to right now that I feel dispassionate about even? Like, what am I doing that feels mundane, that like I don't really want to show up for this? Because you're going to be able to pull your energy away from that and put it into something that you're going to enjoy connecting with in a different way. When I say enjoy, I mean like it's going to feel more satisfying, it's going to feel more fulfilling, like it's going to feel more like it's resonating. Because I think that at this point you're feeling out of resonance with something because you're growing, because you're expanding. And so it's like you've outgrown something vibrationally, and it's time for you to like lock into the next thing. But I'm getting you being this very like mysterious kind of in between currently. And that can be bringing up a lot for you emotionally as well. So right now, the first step is you looking into what it is that you're connecting with, like even more routinely, that you feel like you're just showing up, but you don't really feel like the spark is there feeling wise. Or it's something that you're not enjoying, or it's not giving you like satisfaction, that type of thing. So that's the first thing that's being done, because it's going to tell you what you can like begin distancing yourself from, or like what parts you're going to be walking away from and what parts you're not going to be walking away from. Because this doesn't mean like a whole new life that you're going to be stepping into. This can be like, I don't want to be doing these parts anymore, and so this is the stuff that I'm going to leave behind, and I'm going to connect with these things over here, like that. But I like this, and so I'm going to keep doing this. So it's kind of like a mix of things going on here. You figuring that out. Being honest with yourself when you do this too, because we have judgment here. Some of you, this has to do with relationships, like actually interpersonal relationships. That doesn't have to be the only thing. We see the Lovers here, which are like relationship choices that we would be making in the topic of relationships as well. So for some of you, there can be relationships that you're like, why am I still tending to this? I don't really want to anymore. It can feel like a sense of obligation, but maybe something that you feel like you've outgrown, or just like grown in separate ways even. But this can also be activities, because Lovers can just be something that you care about, or things that you care about, or things that you did care about before, or feel passionate about before, that you were like, this really is resonating with me. But I'm getting, for some of you, there's stuff that it's not feeling like that anymore. That doesn't mean you're gonna be like, I'm throwing away every single relationship that I have, but there may be some relationships that you're looking into where you're like, I don't really want to like be a part of this anymore, and I want to make room for relationships that feel more relevant to where I am right now. But there can be anxiety that's associated with this too. This can also speak about partnerships as well. But I'm seeing this be like you calling judgment on your relationship. So this doesn't mean like one single one. It's like them in general. Whether it be with people, whether it be with activities, whatever it is that before you're like, I'm connecting with this thing because I care about it so much, that now you may not feel that way about. So yes, there are going to be some relationships where you're like, I still feel that way and this is not something I want to let go of. But there are going to be other things that you'll check in. It's like when somebody hits you up because they want to like make plans with you, and you read the text and you're like, oh, like dreading that, being like, I don't want to go hang out with them, like that sort of thing. It's like, this is the type of inventory that you're doing. Judgment is so important for you to be honest with yourself, because if you're not being honest with yourself, it means that you're not going to get to the bottom of this, that you're not going to cut through. And it seems too like the motivator of all of this is to find more stuff that you feel connected with, that you feel in alignment with, and feel more fulfilled and satisfied emotionally. Because that may be something that you feel like there's a lack, or there's not the type of depth that you're looking for, or you're not experiencing the type of intimacy that you want to experience, and it's because things are misaligned. So this is about finding that deeper sense of connection and putting your energy into the things that you have that deeper sense of connection with. But I'm definitely getting this sense of exploring here that's happening. And there can be worry about that too, where it's like, I'm going into a dark room, I don't know what's going to be in there. But I'm seeing that there's going to be information that comes through that it feels like it's going to help get you out of your head about this, because it could have been something you were feeling. Like, instead of feeling in flow, it's like feeling stuck mentally. But what you don't know, and this can even be on a subtle level, but what you don't know yet, like what you're not seeing, is that very pertinent information, you are soon going to be receiving that, and it feels like it's going to be the type of information that will feel liberating, that will like unstick you where you're feeling a bit stuck, especially on a mental level. Some of you, though, there's like a lot of, it can be worry, it can be anxiety, it can be like perpetually overthinking that's connected with you exploring the unknown, sort of getting a taste for what that is. I think that it's also connected with maybe stepping away from something that you feel is familiar, even though you don't really want to be like doing that or connecting with that anymore. Feels like that's part of it too. Like, if I don't have this, what am I going to have then? Like that sort of thing. And also, I'm seeing stuff that's connected with pain. I'm also seeing stuff that's connected with healing, going hand in hand. For some of you, this actually may be one person. That may not be the case for everybody, but for some of you, I'm seeing actually one individual here that this may be the case with. There can be a part of you that's like, I'm not feeling this anymore, but I feel really anxious about having to address something that feels painful to address. And so you may feel like your anxiety is like making this even worse for you. Because you're like, what's going to happen then? What is this going to be? Because this can be something that you've been investing in, but you don't want to invest in it anymore. But you also feel like it's not aligned for you. So that's also something. I'm hearing Taurus. I'm seeing Gemini, Pisces. I'm hearing Libra, Scorpio. I'm also seeing Virgo here. So I'm seeing somebody walking away from something and into the unknown, being like, is the grass going to be greener on the other side? But having Eight of Cups it's somebody really feeling like, actually, let's see what motivated the Eight of Cups, or like what can be motivating it. No, I'm already seeing it. I don't even need to pull cards. What I'm seeing is that somebody genuinely felt like this situation is not aligned for me on an energetic and emotional level. And so I am moving in the direction of seeing like what else is going on and what else is out there, even though I don't really know like where I'm going or what I'm exploring. So I'm seeing that had been happening. But there could have been like a lack of clarity about what one was truly even investing in. And it looks to like this has to do with like a relationship of some sort. And I'm also seeing there be like anxiety that's associated with pain, and that simultaneously being reflected upon as well. But some of you too, I also get this feeling that like maybe you also had an experience with someone. We're flipping things around right now, so this may be a bit of a different energy. For some of you, you could have felt that maybe you did have a connection with somebody that you cared about, and you could feel like they walked away from you, or you could feel like you walked away from something that you cared about because you wanted to see what else was going on and what else was what else was out there even. But you could have stepped into an unknown situation without knowing what you were investing in. Why is this starting to feel like a past thing? Some of you, this is unresolved stuff that's coming back up for you. Because I'm seeing something going on here where this is about the development of a relationship and potentially even the dissolution of it. But the way that I'm seeing this 8 of Swords, which can be like, I'm feeling stuck and I need a breakthrough out of this. I'm seeing something going on with 3 of Swords, which is associated with like pain of some sort and somebody like not wanting to look at that. But then we have Hermit, so it feels like that is being looked at, but you can feel this part of yourself that's actually resistant to looking at the pain, whether you feel like you caused it or somebody else did. I'm seeing that one is feeling stuck because of like a resistance to actually looking at that. So it's like simultaneously one is looking at it while also sort of like avoiding looking at it. Meaning somebody can be looking at the bigger picture of this, but may not be looking at a detail that's associated with like something that happened or like pain that's still there or something that feels like unhealed. And it may be because there's like sadness, regret, lack of acceptance that's involved in this. But see how this 8 of, it's like someone feeling stuck, right? And I feel like, see how they're facing this way, but like the problem is over here, like the pain or whatever is over here. I feel like this person is like unwilling to look at this, and that's actually what's needed within the situation. So somebody could actually feel unstuck if they were willing to look at this, but there may be a lack of willingness to look at this because it hurts, because it's painful. So the ego is like, nah, I'd rather not. And this has to do with a relationship is what I'm seeing. Because this is actually like needing to reflect on and analyze a certain relationship, but then like refusing to actually look at what's going on because of like the anxiety of like, that's really gonna hurt if I do, or like all of the misconceptions or ideas or expectations about what that's actually gonna be when we look into it and check it out. So this feels like avoiding pain, but feeling stuck nonetheless. So it's like the way that one liberates themselves is actually by addressing this. I'm also seeing too, this is like a subconscious energy. So somebody wouldn't be like, I'm willingly ignoring the thing that's going to liberate me. It's like a person wouldn't be necessarily aware of this because it's behind the moon. So this would be in somebody's subconscious, but that's also why we're bringing light to what's going on here. That's why what's behind the moon is you actually getting answers and information about what one has invested in, what one has been spending their time doing. I'm seeing a relationship. I'm seeing somebody like putting it under a microscope, but then feeling this resistance, like psychologically, energetically, to actually looking at, it feels like the genesis or like the origin of the pain. But one is also simultaneously like in hermit mode, trying to be like, what's going on here? So it's like there's looking for the answer, but it feels like the subconscious was blocking this, but now I'm seeing it not be blocked anymore. So we know what was going on here. Need to look at the genesis, like the origin of this pain. It's very, very important but it feels like it's been being avoided on purpose, but it may be like a defense mechanism. And it may also be being experienced as anxiety or feeling stuck or feeling like something isn't moving. But this feels like something where you may not have felt like it was an option to look at something. Like consciously, you may not have been being given that option to look at something, and now you are. Now you're seeing that it is an option to look at this and undress it. So there's actually pain that was beneath this that hadn't been being recognized within the relationship is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing stuff having to do with sadness, disappointment, loss. A lot of stuff that's connected with past stuff. Because that's what one sees when they like reflect in the mirror of this relationship. This feels like you've been taking time alone. Seeing Queen of Cups and seeing Hermit here, this is you like reflecting on your own emotions and what's going on, and it also is about you calling judgment on, it seems like what you've currently been doing, what you've currently been investing in. And I imagine that it has to do with a relationship. It seems too like you've been investing in understanding things on like a psychological level and uncovering subconscious stuff or stuff that you hadn't been aware of, like things that had been feeling hidden before. And this can also be bringing up like fears, but fears that you may have been unaware of. So it was things that you were just like blocked, but you may not have known a block was there, but you were feeling stuck. So it's like you were experiencing it, but you may not have known where it was coming from, like that. And you may also be looking into like, why was I feeling disconnected? Why was I feeling unsatisfied too? So this is you actually doing this work to get to the bottom of how you feel. There's something about a relationship and feeling a lack of connection and fulfillment within that. There's anxiety, getting to the bottom of like where that was actually coming from. There's stuff about pain that's coming to light too. I'm hearing that it's the source. And I'm seeing all of this has to do with something that you're taking the time to reflect on, and it has to do with something that you're currently, it seems like a current investment of yours. This is what's been going on. It seems like some of you too, it's like resistance to accepting like what actually has happened too. Because I'm seeing the High Priestess here, which has to do with your higher self, and it also has to do with like the secrets that you keep between you and yourself that are sort of just looming there, that you don't necessarily, like things that you know that you don't necessarily talk about, or like feelings and stuff. I'm seeing 10 of Swords, but then I'm also seeing the Star too, which is Aquarius. I'm also seeing stuff about Aquarius moon. So these can be feelings that you have about things that have already happened. So they've concluded, but there's still pain that's connected with it. Having the Star here, this is about like wanting to heal and trying to stay hopeful, or that being necessary during a time that feels stressful, during a time that maybe there's some things going on that you're still like having a hard time coming to terms with. So 29 on the time. So that's what's happening. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.